Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Dolphins Thirsty pregame show for another day of Miami Dolphins football at the Hard Rock Stadium. They will be playing the New York Jets. Zach Wilson will be the starting quarterback, and of course, our Tua Tagovailoa will be battling. Good morning, Courtney. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Glad to have you here today for your expertise. Appreciate you coming on. Everybody that's in the chat, I appreciate you coming on too as well today. Please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please share or please subscribe and then share with all your friends, your families, and your neighbors. So appreciate you coming in. I see the Backup Bench podcast is in here. Morning. Ender, good morning, Ender. And we got Jay's in the house. So morning to those folks. Wow. I'll tell you, Courtney, I don't know about you, but I'm a little concerned today with the Miami Dolphins playing against this New York Jets team. How about you?
I'd say nervous. I agree. Excited too. I'm trying to put last week behind me. But I always get nervous playing a team for the second time because I feel like they're a little more prepared than a team playing you for the first time. They kind of know what you're going to do, and they've gone back to the drawing board to try to fix some errors from the last time. And I think it's going to be a tough game. Yeah,
I think you've made a good point there. And we don't. I don't know. I'm trying to put this game, last game behind me as well, but it keeps popping up in my head for some reason, and I think the reason why is because I've seen this rodeo before. I've seen it with the last games that the Miami Dolphins played. I've seen it against Buffalo. I've seen it against the Philadelphia Eagles. I've seen it against the Kansas City Chiefs. And Tennessee Titans did an excellent job of taking away the middle of the field, taking Tua's first read away from him, disguising the defense, and it worked. And this is the blueprint for beating the Miami Dolphins. If Tua doesn't have that first read, because this whole offense is designed, which it was created beautifully for Tua, because it enhances his skills, his quick release, his pre-snap reads. So it enhances all those skills. But if you take away from him, then he struggles. And if he doesn't get that 2.3 seconds to throw that ball, he brings that ball down and he holds on to it, and then the O-line is exposed. And I've been saying this all year long. Everybody was saying, let's give Butch Berry his flowers. This O-line is playing great. It's really doing great. I mean, man, these guys are just knocking people around and all. No, it's not the O-line. It was the design of Mike McDaniel's offense, getting Tua to throw the ball in 2.3 seconds. That's the way they've trained. That's the way they practice all year. If he can't get that ball out, then that's when the defense is going to just eat on this offense. And that's what Tennessee Titans did. But I digress.
I think the injuries on the offensive line also play a factor in it.
Yeah.
Some of these guys I don't even know their names until they're calling them. We're pulling people from practice squad, and, we don't have the same caliber as our starting offensive line. I think that plays a large factor in it too. Let's not talk about the, Eichenberg snap mishaps all season long. I think that that's a big offensive line factor too, not just the timing, which is huge, vital. A lot of it I think is the injuries, which I hate to blame injuries, but when you're going into random, I think didn't we just draft an offensive lineman or we pulled somebody out of thin air? I don't think you should expect the same results that you're going to get from your starters.
Yeah, no, and that's a good point that you're making. Yes, even if this offense is based on the timing and the Tua's, 2-step, 3-step drop and then throw the ball, if you don't have the same players on that line, sure, there's a little cohesion is going to be missed, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the guys are not going to be on point. So yeah, I agree with you in that point. But again, I think at the beginning of the year, when Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel went up front on, in the media, the conference they had, and they said, you guys are worried more about the offense line than we are. I think this is what they had in mind. I think they knew already, or at least Chris Greer knew already, that Mike McDaniel could make chicken, out of chicken salad, or chicken salad out of, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? He could make the offensive line function with the players that he had with this specific design that he implanted into the Dolphins offense. So that's my opinion on that. But again, also, when at the beginning of the year, you have to have a plan B, for all areas of the offensive line, the defensive line, the defensive backfield, the offensive backfield. You have to have a plan B, and injuries do happen throughout the year. I'm hoping that Chris Greer and the organization, planned for that. But to me, it doesn't seem like they planned for it very well at this point. But
the other problem is that it was very innovative and everybody was like, this offense is the fastest, greatest offense we've seen. And we talked about earlier, people are catching on. Just like back in the day, Wildcat, Ricky and Ronnie, nobody could stop it. It was this crazy play. Oh my God, the NFL world was on fire about it. Then teams caught on, other teams started copying it, and it kind of faded out. It was able to be stopped because you could figure it out. That's kind of, I think, what's happening with our offense. People are learning, disrupt Tua, take away his first read and make the timing off, and suddenly we're stalling. And if you notice, a lot of these teams are starting to do that. They're watching each week, they're picking it up, and it's kind of, it went from innovative to now it's able to be stopped. And I think it really is up to McDaniel to figure out a way to, again, innovate again and prevent these teams from doing this. They have your blueprint, make it work, figure something else out, because they now know how to stop this. Right. And my answer is always, of course, to run the ball more.
I agree with you 100%. I see two aside hotlines in there. Welcome to the show. We've got Dolphin Dan in there. How you doing, Dolphin Dan? Paul Forster's in here. Appreciate you joining us today. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry, but I appreciate everybody that's in here today in the show. And don't forget, please hit that like button. Also, Courtney, I wanted to introduce our affiliate to the show. Dolphins Thirsty YouTube channel is affiliated with the Fanatics. And at the Fanatics, you can buy all your Dolphin gear. In fact, this shirt I'm wearing, I actually purchased from the Fanatics. So, you can get all your gear to go to the game with, or, just to wear around the house, because Miami Dolphins are your favorite team.
This actually came in yesterday from Fanatics. I bought it.
There you go. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful. Nice. I like it. That's very nice. So, all you folks that are in the chat right now, if you're interested in getting some gear from Fanatics, down at the bottom in the description of the show, You can go ahead and there's an affiliate link there. Go ahead and hit that link if you want to get your gear from Fanatics. Also, if all of y'all like coffee, we've got Blackout Coffee. Dolphins Thirsty doesn't drink coffee from what he's told me. I drink coffee. His wife drinks coffee, and his wife said the Blackout Coffee tastes really good. And there's also a link down below the description there. You can purchase your Blackout Coffee for the game, or when you wake up in the morning getting ready to go to work. You can get yourself some coffee. I got my coffee right here. I love coffee.
Mine's right here in my Dolphins mug.
There you go. So we're drinking coffee, and you can put in the promo code Dolphins Thirsty. Dolphins Thirsty, or no, not Dolphins Thirsty. My bad. It's Thirsty. You can put in the promo code Thirsty and get your coffee as well. So let's see. We got a question here from Suicide Hotline. He's a Buffalo Bills fan, but hey, that's okay. He says, Steve, no offense, just how the Dolphins will play today, but your co-host is much better. Yo, I like it. I look at it. Well, thank you. Thank you, Suicide. I have to agree. She is a lot prettier than Dolphins Thirsty, although Dolphins Thirsty is my man. He's my brother. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see if we have any more comments here. And let's see if there's anybody else in here that Mooch. Mooch, is it? Yeah, Mooch is in the house as well. Appreciate you for joining, and Michael as well. All right, good. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about the Jets here a little bit. I want to talk about their defense. Again, we've already talked about, Courtney, about Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson will be the quarterback today for the New York Jets. He's definitely a lot better than Boyle. In fact, he was the player of the week. Zach Wilson was the player of the week, and he had his best game in his career just last week against the Houston Texans, where the Houston Texans are no slouch. I mean, they're a good team. And Zach Wilson had a really good game against them. In fact, Zach Wilson's stats for the last game against the Houston Texans, he was 27 of 36 for 301 yards. He had 2 touchdowns, and he had 0 interceptions. And again, he was the player of the week. Now, the thing about Zach Wilson, and we all know this, he's not consistent. He's up and down. So that was this just of course it was his best game of his career. Can he do that again? Can he replicate that against the Miami Dolphins defense? I don't think he can. I will point this out. He's a very mobile quarterback. He's definitely going to, if the Dolphins put any pressure on him, he is able to escape and throw the ball off script and create plays. So that's one thing we have to be concerned about as far as Zach Wilson goes. We have a hard time with mobile quarterbacks. But get on the defensive side of the Jets. The defense is very, very good, Courtney. The defense side is their front four is very, very good. And but you know what? That's not the problem. The problem is not their front four. Their problem is the back half of their defense, because that's where they're going to stop this offense, if they will be able to at all, is with the back half of their defense. Take away the middle of the field, disguise the defense, and then Tua's going to struggle. And then that's when the front four can come in and make Tua turn the ball over or make mistakes back there in the on the offense. But their defense, let's see. Yes, their defense right now is ranked 5th in the NFL. So total defense, they're ranked 5th. Their pass defense, this is where their strength is. They're, as I was just talking about, if they can prevent, plays over the top, and they can prevent our receivers from getting open in the middle of the field, we're going to have a problem. But they're number 2. They're number 2 in pass defense.
That shocks me a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, they're number 2 in pass defense.
Because I'm going into it, and I'm trying not to jinx it, I'll knock on wood. I'm not worried about barbecue sauce in the backfield. I think he gets burnt all the time. I call him barbecue sauce. He gets burnt.
Right.
I'm not worried about that, but normally I wouldn't be worried about it because it's Tyreek that's going to be doing the burning. But if we don't have Tyreek today, I would assume that his matchup's going to be Waddle. And I just gotta hope that Waddle channels Tyreek in some way and can go past him. But I think that, barbecue back there, they are very handsy. I think he doesn't get called on a lot of pass interferences, and he really likes to hold your jersey. He likes to tug. And if he can't get a piece of your jersey, he can't cover you. And that's something I've consistently seen. So if you can get separation from him, I think our receivers will do well. Don't give him a chance to get his hand on you. But the front, I am worried about the defensive front just because of our offensive line. I don't know if they can stand up to it. I'm not sure. I still don't know for sure if Armstead's playing today. I don't have a lot of confidence that they can keep those 3 seconds and let Tua do what he needs to do. But I guess we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Armstead will be playing today. For how long? That's to be seen. Liam Eichenberg is going to play today. So those guys will play today. I think A-Chain will probably be out today because they brought up Darrington Evans from the practice squad, running back. I believe he played against the Jets the last time we played against him when A-Chain went down. So they brought him up, and they also brought Ethan Bonner up from the practice squad, who hasn't played a game. He wasn't even a drafted player. Not to say he can't be a Kader Kohu. He's probably the second fastest player on our team, according to Tyreek Hill. So does that mean X isn't playing? I think that's going to be a game time decision. I think Tyreek will be a game time decision. So we'll see on those fronts. But here's a comment by Dolphin Dan. He says, I expect much of a different team today, regardless of injuries. Last week we were playing with house money. This week we're up against the wall. Yeah, that's a good point, Dolphin Dan. I think Courtney and I both agree this is a must win today. Mm-hmm. This is a must win for the Miami Dolphins today. They've definitely got to win this game today. So I definitely agree on that comment. Let's see.
I think this is a good showing of how McDaniel responds.
Yes, that's another good point.
How is he going to make adjustments? What kind of is he going to be with, his back to the wall now? I think that's a good test of it.
Yeah. No, for sure. And we got Eric Riviera is in the house. How you doing, brother? Let's see what he has to say. He says, good morning. Big game must win for Fins. Yes. To a big game. Hopefully McDaniels makes some adjustments, as you just said, Courtney. And the D handles Wilson. Yes. Those are very good points. What do you say to that, Courtney?
I better not see Eli Apple out there. I am probably the least supportive of Eli Apple. If X can play, X and Ramsey, I think you put Ramsey on Wilson, and I think you put X on Hall, and I think that those two can handle it. I think the bigger question will be the linebackers in the middle of the field, if they can stop, the tight ends and the short runs. I'm so annoyed that we brought Bonner in because we have Cam Smith, and I hate Eli Apple. I love Cam Smith. I don't understand what we're doing, why he's not in there. Why are we bringing guys up from practice squad when we have Cam Smith? I've heard conflicting stories that Vic doesn't trust him. They don't think he can fit the scheme. You drafted him, mold him, train him. X didn't know the scheme either, and he's killing it. It just, that boggles my mind because I think that Cam Smith out there, if X was hurt, would be the best backup in place for X, especially over Eli. And, I don't really know Bonner enough. I haven't seen him play enough to really know if this would work. But if he hasn't played any games with us, at least Cam Smith's gone in a few times. I'm a Cam Smith fan. Mark it down.
I got you. And definitely, I it's a mystery to me why Cam Smith isn't playing. As you stated, we drafted the guy at a high draft pick too. Why not play him? Come on now. Ethan Bonner was not even drafted, and he did play. I misquoted myself. He did play a little bit. He played in the preseason, so he did play a little bit there, but no regular season games. Where Cam Smith has played, he's played special teams, and Vic Fangio has put him in the game here and there. A few spot plays, a couple plays here, a couple plays there, just to introduce him to the defense. But yeah, X goes down, and you're bringing up Ethan Bonner. Now, who knows? Maybe at game time maybe we'll see Ethan Bonner as the backup, and maybe Cam Smith will be starting. So that could be what they've done. They know that Cam Smith will be the starter, so they brought in Ethan Bonner to back him up because X. Yeah, well,
no, he has got his playing time this season.
Yeah.
He has like one, maybe two plays the whole season. Then he'll go in front of the camera and be like, "It's Apple time," and then he gets burnt 10 yards down. He lets no. I'll hide his cleats. No.
Yeah, well, I got to give you a little pushback on that, and the reason why I do is because Eli Apple has played on a Super Bowl team, New York Giants. When he's played, he gives a good veteran presence on the defense. So I believe that's why Vic Fangio would prefer him over maybe say Cam Smith or Ethan Bonner, of course, because of that veteran presence. And he's played top level football. So
for that veteran presence.
Say again.
We have Jalen Ramsey for that veteran presence. We don't need Eli.
True. Good point.
I will never support Eli Apple. I'm sorry.
I got you. You just don't like him. I understand.
All he's thrown in his direction, my breath stops, and I need to take a shot.
I understand. Yep. Cap for Life is in the house. How you doing, brother? Cap, how are you? We got color commentary. He's got a great show as well. He's on the Fence Tailgate. And also Cap for Life is in. So appreciate you guys for joining us tonight, or this morning, excuse me. Okay, so we went over the Jets defense somewhat. Let's continue. Their rushing defense, and this is where Miami's going to have to take advantage. Their rushing defense is 28th in the NFL. So as we've discussed earlier before the show started, Courtney, run the damn ball. Run the ball, Mike McDaniel. This would be the ideal game, especially if Tyreek is not in the game. Run the ball. We know A-Chain may not play. Still got Jeff Wilson. You still got Mostert. Run the ball.
I think Mostert is all we can ask for, honestly. Jeff Wilson has spots here and there. I don't know if he backs Mostert up as well as A-Chain, but Mostert's hungry. He's aggressive. He's running probably the best ball of his life.
Yeah, for sure.
Give him the ball. If A-Chan is playing, I'm wondering if maybe they brought up in the event that he gets hurt again or his toe re-aggravates, maybe just so they have a backup. But give Mostert the ball. And you know how I feel. I love a strong run game. And Just let them loose. Don't abandon it. Don't abandon it. Especially not in the second half of the game, not in the red zone. I can't help but think, like, was McDaniel on the Seahawks team when Russell Wilson threw it at the 1 and lost the Super Bowl because they didn't give it to Marshawn Lynch? That's all I think about every time I see us not run it in the red zone. It's like flashbacks of as if I was ever a Seahawks fan. But those are the mistakes that you make, is that you get too aggressive, you get too fancy, you get too cocky. Just fundamental football, run the ball.
Yeah, for sure. Football 101. I definitely agree with that. We got Shake Money's in the house as well. He's on the Finn's Tailgate as well. He's got a good show. Shake Money. I like his style. So I appreciate you for joining us. Shake Money. Let's see. We got Dolphin Dan. What did Dolphin Dan? I think HA might be a no-show today. Yeah, he was talking to Cap for Life. Yes. You might be right, Dolphin Dan. Unfortunately, I think he might not be a no-show. You're correct. And Cat for Life agrees with us. December ground and pound for sure. Definitely agree with that comment right there. Adam, I'm sorry I missed you. Adam's in the house. Appreciate you for joining us today on the Dolphin Thirsty pregame show. Peter's in the house. Hello, Peter. How are you, brother? You joined? All right. Thank you. Thank you, Peter. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. All right. I just want to get all these comments. Cat for Life says Cowboys would do us a favor today. Boy, I hope so. I hope so. Because if we lose today, not saying we are, but if we lose today and the Cowboys win, I mean the Buffalo Bills win, oh boy. Yeah, Flava J's in the house. How you doing, Flava J? Appreciate you for joining us. Were you going to say something, Courtney?
I said I'm in Eagles country, so don't tell any of my neighbors.
Oh, that's right. And in fact, Courtney, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at doll_fan72. I think it's right under here.
It is. It's right under the
Twitter. I'm always out there tweeting my little heart away.
All right. Appreciate it. And hopefully you might have your own show here soon.
It's in the works.
All right. Good. That's great to hear. That's great to hear. We'll have an announcement, I'm sure, sometime next week.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm just along for the ride.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's all being worked out probably in the next week or so.
All right. Good. That's good to hear.
On my show.
There you go. That'd be great. All right. So moving on. So they're 28th in rushing defense. In scoring defense, they're pretty good as well. They're number 7. They only allow 19 points a game. Red zone, they're very good in the red zone as well. They're ranked 5th in the red zone. Of course, our Miami Dolphins, they are 9th this year. They started off at 26th in the league. And Vic Fangio and the crew have really done a great job with this defense. I was a little shaky in the beginning. I don't know if that was because they were trying to learn Vic Fangio's scheme or what it was, but whatever it was, they figured it out, and they are now 9th in all of football. In the pass defense, they're ranked 12th. In the rushing defense, they're ranked 7th in the league. And scoring, they're ranked 22nd. They're allowing 22 points a game. They need to improve on that. More than the stats, more than, all the yards and everything everybody gets, you got to stop people from scoring. Doesn't matter how many yards you get. What matters is at the end of the game, what the score is. In the red zone, they're lousy. They're 27th in the red zone. So when teams get in the red zone on this defense, they crumble.
I'm telling you, it's a lot of that zone miscommunication. If you ever watch in the red zone, they just get right between, and it's we got to improve on that.
Yeah. Well, another thing, it's the Vic Fangio defense. It's that style of defense. Um, the way that you beat this defense is, number one, a mobile quarterback helps.
Yeah.
Okay, as we saw in Will Levis, as we see in Mahomes, right? As you see in Jalen Hurts, as you see in Josh Allen, right?
I put
That's the
Justin
way you beat.
over Josh
Say
Allen.
again.
I put Justin over Josh Allen.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
For mobility.
Okay, that's fair. But the point I'm making is mobile quarterbacks that can create, that can throw, they can go off script and make throws downfield or run. And a lot of times this defense, as you stated earlier in the show, is the zone. Is they play a lot of zone, and they leave a lot of open holes, a lot of open spots in the field where even bad quarterbacks can make throws. So that's the way you beat this, dinking and dunking, finding those holes, in the zone. That's exactly how you beat this defense. If you can run the ball, if you're a good running team, we got a problem as well. Let's see what color says. We win, Cowgirls win, plus Jags win. We're back in full control of the top seed. I understand that, and I agree with that. That's a great point. Why are we in this predicament in the first place? That's what I don't like. Okay? We were in control of our destiny before the Tennessee Titans game. We're back in the saddle again, like last year, fighting our way to even get a playoff spot. Because, we've got Jets, and then we've got 3 really good teams, playoff caliber teams, good defenses, physical teams coming up after this game. Dallas, Ravens, and the Bills. And who do we play? Quarterbacks? Josh Allen again, Lamar Jackson, mobile quarterback, and Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is a mobile quarterback as well. He can create off script. So we've got 3 dangerous games coming up after the Jets game. That's why I say this is a must win. A must win. Let's see what is to us. No, that wasn't the one I wanted. Here it is. Was that the one comment? Let's see. That's a lot of improbables right there, color. Okay. Yeah.
We really just got to focus on our team. I'm not going to try to follow and worry about if they lose. There's too many. If we do what we need to do, I think we'll be good. But I feel like we need to focus on us because I can't control any of it. Actually, I'm not on the field. They haven't picked me up or drafted me yet. But there's too much going on. It's too many emotions. We just got to focus on our team, do what we need to do, and win some games, and prove everybody wrong.
Yeah, for sure. And as Dolphin Don says, 3 opportunities to bury the narrative. True. And I'm with you 100%, Courtney. I don't care what Buffalo does. I don't care what Dallas does. I don't care what any other team in the league does. All I care about is Miami to win out.
Right.
They need to win the remaining games on their schedule. They got to, man. 10-7 is not going to get you into the playoffs, I don't think. It may not get you into the playoffs. They've got to win. Let's see. They've got 4 games remaining. They're 9. They've got to win at least. They've got to go 2-2 in order to even get into the playoffs, I think. If they go 1-3, I don't know. We may not make it into the playoffs.
We'll see. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Yeah, I don't want to get ahead of myself either, but I'm just looking a little bit ahead. But yeah, we got to take this one game at a time. We just got to beat the Jets. There's just no question about it, for sure. For sure.
We have the problem. So show me that McDaniel and Vic can not get on a podium and say, we're great, everything's peachy keen, we're not worried. Show me it then. Show me that you saw the shit show that was last week, that you make your adjustments, you've made the changes, and go out there today and show me that you weren't just blowing smoke up my butt. Like, that's what I need to see. I want actions over words. I don't care what your pretty press conference says. I don't care about any of that. I want to show me on the field. That's where I'm at.
No, I agree. Show me with the product on the field. Put a good product on the field and win. And Eric says we have to faith in our Finns one game at a time. Well, I don't have any faith in anybody but one man, and that's Jesus Christ. I do hope that our Finns are do better. I hope. I think they will win today. I think, Courtney, I think you would agree that they're going to win today. Sure, we have concerns, but let me ask everybody here. Let me take this one more comment, and then it says nobody should care. Winning is a given. It's just a reality that if we do take care of business, the top is our limit. No, I agree, Color. I agree 100%. So another comment here by Anthony. Hey, Anthony, thanks for joining. Good to see you here. He said, I've said this multiple times. I think McDaniel is so limited in terms of what he can do with moving the pocket with bootleg. I agree. And we just talked about that earlier in the show. I think Tua is limited in the respect that maybe the organization doesn't want him to have to move out of the pocket, because of his injury history, that's what I think. I could be wrong. How about you, Courtney? What's your opinion on that?
I agree. I think that Tua's playing on a short leash. If you look, we talked about earlier, he's not calling audibles at the line. I don't know if he's really allowed to. And I think that they really have a set plays. And I'd be concerned if Tyreek doesn't play today. Him and Tyreek have a great rapport with each other.
Yes, for sure.
And if you looked at the end of the Titans game, what went down was that you could see that Tua and the other receivers really had a mismatch. The balls weren't getting where they needed to be. And I think that those reads are going to be a little more difficult for him to anticipate where, like Braxton Berrios, if we do a Chase Claypool, which I would love to see more of him in a tight end role right up in the middle of the field for him, you're going to see, I think that he doesn't feel as comfortable throwing to them. The relationship's not there. Mm-hmm. And I think that might be where he could struggle because he's so used to throwing it out there and Tyreek's going to be there. Tyreek's going to get it. You can anticipate where he's going to be. I don't think he has that same rapport with everybody else. And I think that they might limit the plays they're going to call without Tyreek on the field.
Yeah. Good point. Anthony also brings up another point. He says, Steve, that's the issue with the organization. Doesn't have faith and knows he's limited. Why even think of signing him to an extension or pick up his option? Well, Anthony, I'm not even going to answer that question now. I believe it's a bit premature. We still have 4 games to go if you count the New York Jets today. So we'll see. We'll see how this game goes today. Time will tell. Hey, we could turn this around and win out, the rest of the season, go to the Super Bowl and win. We don't know. We have no evidence of that yet. Right. So I'm going to hold off on that and we can talk about that at the end of the season, but that's a good point. But if
you don't pick up his option, who else do you have? Who else are you going to look
exactly
at the Steelers right now? I've been tweeting about them because my family's blowing me up. Roethlisberger retired. They got Pickett. He's not really the man. The backups aren't the man, and they're struggling. So yeah, you may not love Tua, but we actually were playoff bound with him. But without him, where are you going? We're not going to get a high draft pick. I don't think Mike White and Skylar Thompson are the future. So you don't pick up his option. What are you doing next year?
Right. Yeah. Very good point. And I'll just briefly, piggyback off what you just said. We don't really have any more options. And no, Skylar Thompson's not the future. Either is Mike White. And I believe we're regardless, regardless of how this this year plays out, Tua is still our quarterback next year. That's the bottom line. We just have to deal with that, whether you like him or not. He's going to be our quarterback next year. And then Cat for Life says, Courtney and Steve, your thoughts on today. Who is your players of the game? Wow. Courtney, I'll let you go.
I think we all know if it goes the way I want it to go, it's going to be Raheem Mostert.
Mm-hmm.
And then on defense, if we have a great defensive game, I'm going to go Jalen Ramsey.
Okay.
Those are good calls.
Good. Yeah. I think it's going to be on the offense. It's got to be one of our running backs. I don't know who's going to start today, whether it's Mostert and Wilson or Wilson and I don't know who's going to start today, but I think it's got to be the player of the game has got to be one of our running backs. And I think that on defense, definitely Jalen Ramsey. He's got to step up today, especially if X isn't playing.
Mm-hmm.
I know Holland is out. Deshaun Elliott is out. That hurts. Those are two. Holland was playing like an all-pro safety. Deshaun Elliott was not too far behind him. I know folks don't talk a lot about Deshaun Elliott, but Deshaun Elliott makes this defense run as well. So we're going to miss those guys, and it's going to be left up to Jalen Ramsey to step up. So yes, it's got to be either one of the running backs, whether it be Mostert, Wilson, and it's got to be Jalen Ramsey. I agree with you on that point for sure.
Melvin Ingram out there?
Melvin Ingram might get some snaps. He might get some playing time. We'll see. I mean, I don't think he's played any football at all this year, to be quite frank. So I don't know. It's a different defense. Well, yeah, it's a different defense than it was last year. So how long is it?
They were going to try to throw him in there. A little Jason Pierre-Paul action.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good point. Yeah, that's just a good point. I don't know. Let's see. What else do we got here? So let me ask you guys a question in the audience. And thanks for joining us today. Appreciate you all coming and spending some time with Courtney and I. Make sure you do hit that like button. I know a lot of Ray Finkel's in here. I didn't see you. Thank you for joining today as well. So the question I have for you all is, what are your predictions today? Go ahead and throw your predictions up there, and we'll put them up here on the screen. And then before Courtney and I go, we'll talk a little bit about the 3 keys to the game, and then we'll put our predictions up there. But guys, go ahead and start putting your predictions up there, and Courtney and I will start with the 3 keys to the game. Courtney, we'll start with you. What are your 3 keys to the game today?
Number 1, I'm a broken record. Don't abandon the run the ball, consistent ground game. Number 2, it kind of just encompasses the defense, but play all 4 quarters. Don't give up, play the prevent in the end. They really have to be aggressive, make the tackles, and not make stupid mistakes like throwing your helmet on the field. And then, again, it's that our O-line really needs to protect Tua, keep the timing, and step up. And then I have a special note that I think that a key to the game will be utilizing Chase Claypool in a tight end role as a big body in the middle of the field as that second and third read for Tua. If he panics, have Claypool there. I get it. I come from a Steelers family. They hate Chase Claypool. They say that he doesn't have hands. They've all been ragging on me. But I think a big body that you can throw the ball up, he can get up there and get it. He's what, like 6'6"? He's huge.
He's a big man, yeah.
Have him there as your safety net, a backup. I think we should be utilizing him more. Don't run him off the end. Just have him sit in the middle of the field and just be a safety net for Tua.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. And are we missing Mike Gesicki?
Mike Gesicki? No.
Gesicki? Are we missing him?
I miss his gritty. Got it.
Yeah. Well, he was a big body. I mean, he was a favorite to us in the red zone.
Yeah, but I think Durham Smythe has been doing a great job this year of blocking. So much better than Gesicki. We don't utilize Durham Smythe as much, but I think that he's done more for the team than Gesicki ever did.
Yeah, I agree. He's definitely a better blocker than Gesicki. You're right, and you pronounced that correctly. I cannot never pronounce that guy's name. I'm not good with names, but that was great. So I got my threes to the game, my three keys to the game, and I don't see anybody putting their scores in here. Well,
No, I
everybody
see.
afraid to put a score in here or what?
No, I see scores. You don't see them?
No, wait a
Caller
minute.
said
Let me.
27.
Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. Okay, we'll put those up in a second. Right after this. Right after I give the three keys to the game. All right. So my threes to the game is run, run, and run. That's it. No, not really. That's one of my keys. We need to run the game. I mean, run the ball in the game. And I agree with you. This is a twofold answer. Adjust as needed. Mike McDaniel needs to adjust as needed. Today, I am going to have all eyes on Mike McDaniel. Number 2, no turnovers. None. No interceptions, no fumbles, and another twofold answer, no stupid penalties, Bradley Chubb. No stupid penalties. All right, number 3, pressure Wilson. Pressure Zach Wilson. Whether that be by stopping him to have any wide receivers downfield open, so it allows our defense front to put pressure on him or sack him, because I think we should see a lot of sacks today. That's, at least I'm hoping, because the Jets O-line is terrible. We saw the evidence of that last game. Unless they found some different players to fill the spots, and they can help, Zach Wilson have some time to throw the ball, they're going to be in trouble on offense today. So definitely put pressure on Wilson. So those are my three keys to the game. Pretty simple, right?
Yeah, I think
Pretty
we're
simple.
on.
So let's go ahead and throw some of these scores up here. We'll start with, let's see. Here we go. Of course he's going to say that. Suicide Hotline, he says Jets by 10. All right. Let's see. We've got 24-21. Wow, close game there. Eric has it 21-10. I'm assuming Miami. Let's see. And we got Cap for Life says clouds are letting up. It's looking nice. 24-13 Fins. All right, Cap. G-Man says you're cute. There's a comment right there. Okay. Cuter than me, right? Let's see. Ray Finkel says 38-12 Miami. All right. Then we've got Kohler. Kohler says 27-13 Miami. All right. Flava J, he has it Miami 27-10. Woo! All right. How you doing, G-Man? Thank you for joining, brother. Let's see if we have any more. Raphael, I didn't see you in there, brother. How you doing? Yes, I know. Tua has 10 interceptions and 12 fumbles. I know. See if I can find some more. All right, G-Man. G-Man has it 10-8. Dolphins win. All right, that's a close one. That's a defensive game right there. EJ, I didn't see you joining us earlier. I'm sorry I didn't mention you. Thank you for joining. He has it Miami 31-6. All right.
I'll take it.
I'll take that every day, every single day. I think I put Raphael's up there already, but I'll do it again as I forgot. Said 24-17 Miami. Okay. Let's see what else. And that's all we have. All right. Yeah, I know, G-Man. You got to rub it in. I know. I got you. What is G-Man says? He says, I'm worried about this team's heart. They may not have any. Oh, man, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that, G-Man. All right, Courtney, it's our turn. Give me your prediction.
Not good with predictions, and the last time I did the Titans game, it didn't go well. I'm gonna say 28-21 Dolphins.
28-21. Wow.
I think it'll be a close game, a hard-fought battle, as it should be. But I think we'll come out. One of those is gonna be a Jalen Ramsey pick six.
All right.
I'm always rooting for a Jalen Ramsey pick six.
I love to see it. I'd love to see that for sure. Wow. You know what? I'm going to throw out a little hopium out there today. Little hopium, as Stephen Daniels says. Little hopium. I'm going to say Miami's going to win today. They're going to win. They're going to beat the Jets. They're going to get back on track. 30-23.
Okay.
Miami. That's my prediction for today.
Okay.
All right, Courtney, you got any last thoughts for the game today? Anything on your mind that you want to get out before we go today?
I think we got it all. I really want to see how we bounce back. And I really want to see us run the ball more. And I definitely want to see us shut down Garrett Wilson. I think that he's going to be the problem if we have a problem on the other side of the ball. I think that he is to Zach Wilson as Tyreek is to Tua. And I think if we can shut down that connection, pressure, cover him, I think hopefully we'll be good.
Okay. And I'm just gonna go with that. You summed it up really good. So we're gonna go ahead and shut down today, guys. Thanks for joining us again. Let's go Dolphins, and remember.